Shalom Aleichem, welcome. We're here on 13th Avenue and 53rd Street, and behind me is the special shul called Shomrei Shabbos, Congregation Shomrei Shabbos. A little bit about its history. There is the congregation, the Sephardic shul on 14th and 45th, and after the stock market crash, people from Yidden, some of them went to work on Shabbos. They would come dressed with the Shabbos clothes for the minyan, and then they would change their weekday clothes, go on the train to Manhattan, and they did their work. Well, members of that synagogue were very upset, certain members, and they left that shul and they started a shul called Congregation Shomrei Shabbos, meaning that these people, their commitment to keeping Shabbos, even though they didn't have a job and it was difficult financially, but that was more important than anything else. And they left the Sephardic shul and they joined this shul, Shomrei Shabbos. I can tell you that this shul is the shul that does not sleep. This shul has 24/7 minyanim. Maybe there's 1 hour between 3:30 and 4:30 in the morning where there's no minyan. And it seems to me that the schus, the merit of the Shmira Shabbos, that they left the shul and made their own shul so they can keep Shabbos and wanted its members to keep Shabbos, is the impetus why they have this schus. I think this is the shul in the entire world, more than even Yerushalayim and Bnei Brak. There's more minyanim here, and it's more active 24/7. And in the merit of that they way back in the 1930s, early 40s, they broke away, and it was difficult. They was zeicha, they merited this special thing. In this shul in 1946, after the students came from Shanghai, the Mira students and the Lubavitcher students, they survived and they came to America. They came to New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, but New York primarily. One of my mashpiyim, one of my teachers was Rabbi Shmuel David Reichik, and he was a very special person in his own right. Many called him a tzaddik, and he was a Polish Yid. He came from Poland. His father was actually an Amshenover Chassid, and he learned in the Chabad Yeshiva in Otvotsk and became a Lubavitcher. And his friend, Reb Mordechai Brisky, lived in Borough Park, and in 1946, he had his ufruf in this shul. Rabbi Reichik records in his notes, which I have, in his own handwriting, that he said a Maimar Chassidus in this shul in 1946 at the ufruf of his good friend Mordechai Brisky, who was also a Talmud in the Lubavitcher Yeshiva in Shanghai. Additionally, this building has 3 floors. Maybe you can see it here better. It has the top floor, the middle floor, the shul floor, and there's a basement. The top floor used to be the house of either the president of the shul, Reb Shlomo Shachter. Who was Reb Shlomo Shachter? He was the father of Zalman Shachter, and we in Chabad, we know the name Zalman Shachter. People in the Jewish world who are studied know the name Zalman Shachter. Well, he lived here in the 40s. So that's something else that people don't know. Today, the 3rd floor is a Beis Medrash, beautiful with Sfarim. The 2nd floor is the Viber Shul, and also there's minyanim there. And then there's this shul, the main shul here, and the basement, which is also a food kitchen for everybody. But what we see is that the chesed that's done here is tremendous. And now that it's Chodesh Elul and we're going into Tishrei, we have a schus, and I encourage everyone, whether you live in the Bronx, in Queens, in Manhattan, in Monsey, Lakewood, Crown Heights, Flatbush, wherever you live, for that matter, anywhere in the world, to come in and say a kapitel Tilim, a psalm, a chapter of Psalms, because of the amount of davening here is nowhere else in the world. And through the schus, the merit of our tefillas, our prayers, we will see very soon Mashiach, and we'll be together, and we'll have a ksiva v'chzima tova, good gebench to everyone. Amen.